Prepare for a fusion of knowledge and exhilaration where education and excitement collide.
Taking you on an adventure that expands your mind and speaks to your spirit.
I'm Master Nick.
I'm Lady D.
We are the Dom Life.
This podcast contains sexually explicit topics and adult content.
It is intended for listeners 18 and older.
The opinions expressed in this podcast are ours alone, based on our personal thoughts, feelings, and experiences.
We understand that others may have different opinions and experiences, and we respect that. We would love to hear from you. You can reach out to us at www.thedomlife.com. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another week, another episode of the Dom Life podcast.
We are here.
We are here. We want to start off this show a little differently.
Yeah.
I'm sure a lot of you have heard. It's been national news. It's been worldwide news of the tragic accident with the UPS flight 2976. That happened this past Tuesday around 5:15, 5:20 p.m. Eastern Time.
It's very close to where we live, and we know so many people that work at UPS. So we want to express our sympathy.
Yep. Give our thoughts and our prayers out to the family, to the friends, to anybody that knew the people that have died in this. I think the last count was up to 14. Hoping there's no more, but they are still, doing their search. The NTSB is obviously involved.
Yep. You work pretty close to there. I mean, our home isn't really close, but I mean, close enough that...
Right. I mean, we could see the smoke from the explosions, from everything that happened. And again, we have a lot of friends that work at UPS.
Yes.
That has taken a toll on them mentally, emotionally. And especially, again, for the ones that, from out of state. I mean, I know the pilots, I don't think any of them was local. But of course, it's affecting a lot of people across the United States. So just wanted to say, our thoughts and prayers are with them, their family, anybody that knew them, anybody that's affected by it. So.
Absolutely.
I think the next thing we want to talk about is you, Lady D. How are you doing 1 week later?
I don't think we talked about it last week. I think we did the one episode and then kind of just, it's really hard because I want to be a lot further along than I am.
Right.
So I get better. I have good days and expect that I'll be able to do something. And then we go and do it. And I'm set back 2 or 3 days.
Right.
Just for the minimal amount of stuff that we're doing. I'm good. I'm really good when I'm at my home doing my, little bit. And I expected, I don't know, you expect to bounce back. You expect to be better. Right. And when I'm still in pain and I feel like I'm still dragging part of it is it's been very hard to anybody who's dealt with medical and stuff where you're dealing with a lot of stuff knows how hard it is to get the services. We've got insurance involved. We've got auto insurance involved. So just even getting physical therapy, getting the orders in. So I'm starting physical therapy within the next couple of weeks. And I hope that brings some bigger improvements to my mobility, my stamina, because right now I don't have any of that.
Right. And here around the house, with your new fancy piece of hardware, your knee brace, you have been able to move around the house, not so much with your walker.
Right.
You're taking steps now without it.
Yes.
Obviously, anytime we go out, which has been very limited, we always make sure and take a walker with you to make sure, because our house floor is pretty level and pretty flat and not
No
many steps and right.
inclines.
But once you get out, you take a chance of, cracks in the sidewalk or something. So, but
Right.
we are seeing improvement. You are able to move around the house without the walker, which is great.
Right. I had to use it again yesterday just because I overdid it
Right.
Friday. Like anytime I overdo it, then my body lets me know. It says, "Hey,
Right.
you've done too much." So the pelvic fracture is giving me a lot of issues. When I'm tired, when I'm in pain,
Right.
it's the pelvic fracture that kind of does it. The knee brace has made my knee a million times better.
Good.
So the support and stability that it gives me just from the constant pressure on
Right.
it. The doctor had indicated that 24/7, basically,
Yep.
I'm wearing this except when I take a shower, 24/7.
Yep.
And that without it, I can re-injure it too easily because the injury
Right.
was so severe. It needs support.
Yep.
So there's that. My ribs are doing better and better. They only hurt when something else hurts. Like when I overdo it and my pelvic hurts, all of a sudden I'm like, why are my ribs hurting too?
Right.
My hand has not been addressed at all, which is becoming a problem. I'm using it more, so it's obviously healing, except that when I hit the bone or I do something that involves it, I can't, I'm not able
Right.
to do open certain things. So hopefully, I can get that addressed coming up. Insurance rejected the MRI, like, hey, you can't do that test yet until you do
Right.
other stuff.
Right.
So it's been a little bit of back and forth, but we're at the point where I'm seeing. Somebody said, "You're seeing light at the end of the tunnel." I said, "The tunnel's very far away, but
Right.
there is light at it."
So right now it's a very small light,
Very
but
small
there
light
is a
way
little bit of
out
a
there.
glimmer out there. So
Yeah.
I can tell you are getting better. And again, you have your good days, you have your bad days.
But I got up and down stairs,
Yep.
like 3 stairs to the garage without you. So
And
that
you
was huge.
and you did your first drive in your new car.
I did do my first drive. I was a little anxious.
It was a short drive.
Yes.
And it wasn't a lot of traffic, but
No.
that was a good first step towards.
And I cut it too close because it's a little bit wider and it's a little bit longer, and I've got to swing now. Like I got to swing it out a little bit. So that's so funny.
Yeah. All right.
So
Before we get into this episode, we do have one more announcement, and we were so very excited and thrilled. We had a guy, Keith from Kink Leather, reached out to us by email, and he is in the process of starting a leather company, and he makes, leather floggers and other leather materials customized however you want. He reached out to us and said, "Hey, we love your show.
We heard about Lady D.
We heard about Lady D. We love what you're doing. We love that you're bringing light to the BDSM community. So huge supporter right there, which is a great feeling." And then he was like, "Hey, I want to send you all some of my mini flogger keychains." So, he asked what colors we wanted. Obviously, I wanted to go with the Dom Life colors, black, green, and white.
And I, of course, did some pink and purple and white.
And they're on a little keychain clip that we can put with our keychain. I think I'm just going to hang mine in my truck because I don't want to
in and out with the
pocket.
Keys. Yeah.
So I'm going to find a place to hang this in my truck, probably around the rearview mirror.
They're adorable.
They are
very
great.
Sweet.
It was. So Keith, I know you're listening. We greatly appreciate this. We really appreciate you reaching out, giving us that positive feedback, letting us know that, you all enjoy listening to us and that you're happy that we're doing it. That meant more to us than your keychain floggers. We will post his shop, the site where you can go check out his products, where you can reach out to Keith at Kink Leather and have something custom made, or maybe he's already got something there that you like. We will have all that posted on our website, thedomlife.com. And then definitely check him out. Give him a shout out. Appreciate everything that you do as well, Keith.
And then there is one more thing, because this coming up week
this weekend is Kinktasia.
So I am going This is a commitment we've made, and
Yep.
I'm at the point in my healing that I'm going. I don't know how long I'll last. So
Correct.
get in early. Come and visit us early and come
Yes.
talk to us so that you get to talk to me too.
Yep. Yep. We will be set up. We've got our booth. We'll have our podcast equipment. Come talk to us. If you want to be on a podcast, we'll be happy to.
We're going to be near the bar. That means it's real easy. Grab your drink, come talk to us on the podcast.
Yep. And we will have a couple items there for sale. So it'll be first come, first serve. Whoever comes up and gets them. We have the Dom Life Brat Strap.
Yes,
And
you
I've
designed that,
Yep,
and
we designed it, got it made. I've got several of them that will be available. And then I'm working on one other type of implement. Haven't really come up with a name for it yet, so I've got to get busy with that. I've got less than a week to name it.
right.
But I will have one other. They will be limited.
It's a thuddy implement.
It's very thuddy. And if I am sold out and you do want one, we'll make sure and get your information and get one to you. Absolutely, 100% guarantee that. So yeah, Kinktasia this weekend. Really looking forward to that.
Totally.
We did find that Sir Dance-A-Lot and Erratic Eros
Are
doing a duo
performance.
Yep.
We're so excited. So,
definitely
I
gotta
am
make
going
sure-
to see that.
Got to make sure you're there for that.
What's going to happen is I'll end up taking my painkillers at the appropriate times so that I can last as long as I possibly can.
Absolutely. All right. So on today's episode, we are talking about obscure or unusual fetishes or practices related to BDSM activities.
This is a topic that I kind of thought that it would be a good idea to go outside of our wheelhouse.
Yes.
We're always talking about the things that are kind of near and dear to us, or we bring people on to interview that have experience.
Right.
But there's a bunch of stuff we don't participate in, not because we don't want to.
Maybe not yet.
Right. So we put together some of them. Obviously, BDSM covers.
Oh, yeah. We could never do an episode on everything under BDSM. You all would get tired of hearing us just sit here and talk. But yes, we have compiled a list of some that are interesting that we wanted to talk about.
Some we've overheard.
Yep.
Just recently, there was a conversation that a couple of them came up in, and I was like, oh, well, that's interesting.
Yep. So we are just going to sit here and we're going to talk about different types of kinks and fetishes, again, that are new to us, whether we have heard it once or twice or just stumbled upon it recently. So we will talk about that. But first, let's define what a kink is and what a fetish is. Kink, a term that describes a wide array of sexual interest, behaviors, and preferences that are unconventional or not mainstream.
Yes. And fetish refers to an erotic fixation on a body part, practice, or dynamic, or even an object that is explicitly necessary for sexual gratification. It is hard to be aroused or orgasm without a fetish being part of the sexual act. And sometimes, like we heard about Spankos, it isn't even about orgasm.
Correct.
It's about the act itself being
right.
sexual in nature for them.
Exactly.
It's in place of sex. They don't even want to have sex. So some
Right.
of these, and we also had Jade on who talked about hers as well, which is the tickle fetish.
Right.
And so we just wanted to run through that definition again because it makes a difference.
It does. It does. And so, I mean, there are topics we have covered through conversations like CNC, consensual non-consent.
Blood play with our friends Dante and Zora.
Yep.
We've talked about how they're interested in
Correct.
starting, and that's something that's,
Yep. And then pet play, which we've heard a lot of.
And recently got
to actually see it and kind of took a different mindset into it when seeing it when we was at Indiana Kink and Leather. Pet play, we've got friends that are into pet play, and we've heard people talking about pet play, and it was something that in my mind I thought, well, that's great. If you're into it and you enjoy it, that's great. That's awesome. Good for you. But never,
it's not your thing.
It never was my thing. And then at Indiana Kink and Leather in the dungeon, they had this area set up for pet play. And I kind of made a connection with one of the pups that was there and the way that they were interacting with me. And
It
it
did.
changed my mind just a little bit on pet play. I'm like, maybe this is something I could get into. I don't know, but
There's a
well,
lot of different animals, but some of the more popular ones are the pony,
hmm,
the kitten, and the puppy.
yep,
Those are kind of the general ones that I've seen a lot.
right,
And I mean in our just minimal amount of interaction.
right,
And it's like there are sexual role plays.
hmm,
And the people that are into it, a lot of times it's a DS dynamic. So there's the handler
right.
and the
The handler or
pet
the trainer
trainer.
and the pet. Yep. Yeah, and it was cool. I might see myself as a handler or a trainer
I don't know if
one
I'd be
day.
a good pet. I think I would need to have another pet at the
Yeah,
same time. If there's another pet playing, then I would be actively engaged. I
right.
think it would be hard for you and I to do it and
Yeah, I don't.
start it without somebody who's
Right,
feels that this is a necessary or very important part
right.
of their
I think it
sexual
would be cool to
interaction.
find somebody and just kind of interact little by little and see where it progressed. It still may not be for me, but that was enough to get my curiosity going, thinking maybe I might like this.
Right.
But again, you don't know till you try. So, I mean, it is now on the bucket list for me, of a possibility of something I'm interested in exploring.
Mhm.
So it's no longer out of the question.
That's awesome. So we kind of talked about some of those stuff. So we're trying to find topics that we haven't talked about
Yep.
before.
Yep.
And it was really interesting because trampling came up
Yes, it did.
in a conversation, and I was interested because I've just never heard of it
Right.
as a sexual fetish or,
Right.
practice. And so what is trampling?
So it's a fetish where one or more people walk or step on another person. It could be varying pressure, heavy to playful. It is enjoyed for physical, emotional, and or mental stimulation. Can be done with or without a power dynamic.
I imagine with the power dynamic, it would be something along the lines of, um, you know, that kind of degradation, like the
Right.
humiliation degradation part of it as a part of it.
Right.
Like you're beneath me, I'm walking
Right. I'm
on
walking
you.
on you.
And
Yep.
I think that's kind of, it could be kind of hot,
Right. Well, you got to get your body healed up
Nobody's
first.
walking on
We
me.
can't walk on you
We
at the
can't
time.
tie me. We can't walk
Yep.
me.
But also varying shoe styles to barefoot. So you can be barefoot
Heels.
up to
I heard about
heels.
heels, and that kind of terrifies
Yeah, I
me.
believe heels would hurt.
Yeah.
Of course, I'm not going to wear heels to walk on you, but
I mean,
that would
your
hurt.
feet are so big that
Yeah.
terrifies me. Your big old boots. Think
Yeah.
about that.
Yeah.
But there are ways to do it safer.
Correct.
People are aware of the dangers, and there is an element of stomping that
Mhm.
I've heard about or researched about.
Right.
That has to be done in a very mindful manner because
Absolutely.
organs can be damaged. Listen, my body, I know damage.
Right.
Like, let's not do that.
Right.
And one of the ways that you can do it safer.
Have them on some padding, have something. They don't have them on hard ground,
Right.
some kind of mat, some kind of foam, something that gives with the body when the pressure is applied to it is a good way. But again, even then, even
There's
laying
a
on
trample box.
if
Like,
he was laying on on a pile of cotton balls, there is still that potential of hurting something, messing up a nerve, breaking a bone,
yes, just from the
bruising
pressure
the
from the
organs. Yeah.
top.
So it is something to really be cautious about.
They have a trample box, which comes in different sizes. And what it does is it helps distribute the weight more evenly.
Right.
So when you're stepping on the trample box, you're distributing the weight.
Gotcha.
And then a bar above was another thing that I read where
You can hold on to.
hold on to. So like immediately went to the rigging with rope, being able to
Right.
support your body while you're walking
Right.
on an individual.
Yep. So that is trampling.
Trampling.
And although it sounds interesting, I'm not going to put trampling on my bucket list.
No, but I would enjoy seeing it because
I would like to watch it,
if
yes.
somebody's really into anything related to BDSM, I find that attractive. I
Yeah,
find it
absolutely.
interesting. I want to see how it's done because I think of, okay, so I do know that a part of this is somebody in a high heel
Mhm,
who only uses the front end of the foot,
mhm.
not the heel end, and they do that whole movement of squishing,
Right,
but still standing on a foot,
right,
right?
right. You're
So
just
there's
applying a little bit of pressure, not putting the whole body weight on them.
right. So there's ways to do it
Right,
that could be more in line with the things that we
absolutely.
understand or we participate in that you could see it and go, yeah, I could understand
Right.
that.
All right. Moving on to the next one, macrophilia. And I hope I pronounced that right.
And this one came up because of the trampling.
Yeah. Okay. And it is a fascination with big people, size difference, feeling small like a bug, squished or crushed by someone bigger than them, sometimes just a few feet taller, sometimes using CGI porn.
Right. That
So there is a lot not really BDSM related, but you take a lot of women want to find a bigger man to be in a relationship with. Now, I also have heard of smaller men looking for bigger women. And so I don't know for them that they realize that plays in a role of BDSM, but you hear that quite often throughout, on dating sites or any of that, how they're looking for somebody taller, bigger, stronger,
yes.
any of that than
That was
them.
part of mine because I wasn't actively in BDSM,
Right.
and to find somebody who's 6'2" and
Right.
works out and has a nice, a bigger body made me feel smaller. So even without a dynamic, it
Right.
gave me that feeling of being smaller and taken
Right.
care of and the weaker party, which is I'm not weaker, but weaker.
Right.
Right.
So we could say that's been a kink of yours for a while then, the macrophilia, because even the people you've dated before, they may not have been taller, but they were more muscular built
Yes.
and bigger,
Eh,
or the taller type as well.
Now this one is more extreme, obviously.
Yeah,
That
you don't want to feel squished like a bug or any of that, but it's more of a protective thing from
right.
you.
But there's
Whereas
it
this is
really
really
wanting to feel completely
right, squished,
under something,
under something heavy, under something big, can't move.
right?
Maybe even like a little bit of suffocation while laying there being laid on or something.
Another part of that is the crushing fetish,
Okay.
which is excited by seeing things crushed. And that one
Okay.
is like, having fruit squished, having bugs squished. There's a thing about squishing
Right.
that turns certain individuals on.
And
Yeah.
that is a crushing fetish. I have
Crushing
never
fetish.
heard of that one before. I know this time of year with ladybugs or the Japanese beetles, there's a lot of squishing going on around
Oh,
here right now.
abs-
So there's a lot of crushing fetish. These
absolutely.
damn ladybugs / beetles are taking over the world here. All
I
right.
love you so much.
All right. Then there is splashing, which is a
What?
sexual act where messy substances are smeared over the body
It can be
and be
slippery,
slippery.
slick.
Now, I got to say, splashing for me, I relate to squirting
Okay.
because I like the feel of the liquid and it makes things a lot more slippery and a lot more enjoyable. So that could go back into the splashing
That
area.
kind of splashing falls into like the food side of stuff too.
Okay. So
So
I like
not
food.
always.
I
I
like
mean, it
food.
can be just slicking up with lotion or
Baby oil.
right. But I go to the chocolates and the syrups and the stuff that you
Mm.
get to eat off the body because that's part of we did that for
We
my
did that
birthday
a little
because
bit. Yep.
there's a little bit of that I think 9.5 weeks back in the day, that was something that I watched and went,
Right.
"Ooh, that's hot." And they had a whole scene of food eating, messy, dripping. Yeah.
Now I
Mhm.
could get into the food porn.
Of
I'm just
course you
here to
could
tell you.
because you get to eat food.
Yeah. I'm gonna take a Snicker bar later and lay it on your body and eat it off. That's what I'm gonna do. What are we gonna call that one?
You're cheating. That's what we're gonna call it. Cheating.
Okay. The next one. Yes, it is on my list. It has been on my list before I even knew what BDSM was. This was back in my early days before meeting you, before finding BDSM, before hearing about dominant submissives, before meeting all of our kinky friends. And I was living in a vanilla world and I
Sad.
felt out of place and I felt like I was fucked up because nobody else thought like me. And we are talking about fisting. That has been on my list my whole life, as long as I can remember. Fisting. And I love watching it. I love hearing about it. I will one day experience it. But it is extreme sex, not necessarily uncommon, a sexual activities that involves inserting one or more hands into the rectum for anal fisting or the vagina for vaginal fisting. Now, I do want to make this clear. I want to be the one using the fist. I am not interested in having a fist in me,
Uh-huh.
just for the record.
For the record, and
But
I
I
am
will
not a
watch.
great candidate.
You are not.
I'm not a great I do not have the bandwidth
Right.
to be able to do that. And I know you have the dildo
Oh
that
yeah. The
is
white Jamal on the wall. And
yes,
its sucker's huge.
huge. And we had a friend that took it.
Yes,
And
we
that
did.
was very
I
interesting.
loved every minute of it.
But I don't have I just can't I
Right.
don't think I can stretch that much.
Oh, you
Like,
could. You got to let me practice and work on it. We can do it.
well, we've been playing with
We have.
toys that stretch a
Yep.
little
That
bit.
inflate and blow up a little bit. Yep. It
So
just
there's
this is something most people can't go into cold turkey and do it. It takes a lot of time. It takes a lot of practice. It takes a lot to build yourself up to it. Now there is some people
I
out there
mean,
that can
could
do
you
it.
have a smaller freaking hand, dude? Like you have this fantasy, but you got
They're not real big.
well, yeah, they are. Yeah,
No,
they are big.
but
They are
this goes back to my fascination. So, quick side story
yep.
here.
Give it to me, honey.
In high school, one of my exes that I was dating, and I had this, and I still do this fantasization. How do you say that word?
Fantasies. I don't know. I messed it up
Exactly.
too.
See, so I had this
Fantas-
fantasy of let's just change it all together. I had this fantasy of just sticking random large objects in places where they don't belong.
Really?
And I
And
know
this was high school.
this was high school. Yeah.
Okay.
And then, so the girl that I was dating at the time, she let me stick anything that I had, wanted, whatever. And I know some of you know what this is and some of you don't, but there was a flashlight called Maglite.
I know what a mag light
All
is.
right. And there was the D cell Maglite. And I think the one I had was a 4-cell Maglite D cell. So it took 4D batteries.
4D
So
batteries.
altogether, it was probably at least a foot and a half.
I do not have a foot and a half inside of me.
Yep. I was able to insert the whole thing in just enough for me to hold the end of it with my fingertips, was able to put all of that in. And
For somebody in high school?
that was in high school and I loved it.
Ooh,
Oh my God, I loved it.
baby.
But yeah, anything that I still do. I have that fantasy. I want to see what all I can fit in there. And I don't know. It's just who I am.
I have always been concerned, and I have been corrected that it stretches you out, and that will it stretch you out permanently? I've been
So, and we had this discussion the other day with it. As you get older, your body loses some of its elasticity and it can leave it a little bigger than normal. For the most part, everything goes back to the way it normally is. You look at childbirth. I mean, you've got a gigantic head that is way bigger than what my fists are coming out during birth.
It's terrifying.
Some have to get cut, in order to, depending on the size of the baby. But you've got the head and you've got the shoulders, which is the biggest part of a baby's body that can come out of it. And majority of the time, almost all the time, it will go back to its normal size.
Okay.
But as you get older, as you age, and I think it's collagen and something else that's in your skin, that starts deteriorating, that starts going away. You do lose some of that, and it can leave it, but you're not going to walk around with the Grand Canyon between your legs, so you have nothing to worry about there.
I'm so glad we told this story.
And if it does turn out to be the Grand Canyon, don't worry, I'll find more stuff to put in there. I've got bowling balls laying around here. We'll find something to fill it. I guarantee it.
Oh my God.
You just got to trust me on this.
No, I don't trust you. Well, there is a whole fetish area of putting chain in there, like filling it full of chain link.
I've got chain down in the garage.
I don't have that fetish. I'm just saying.
I do now.
I don't think there's anything wrong with it, but I mean,
I've got it.
I think that no,
it's not for you.
And
there's nothing wrong with that.
But I am enjoying the one toy that you got that does expand.
Inflates.
I do enjoy that. I think that I'm a little bit older and I'm really concerned about some of the objects going inside of me and doing damage.
I mean, that was back. And again, I still have that fetish and that fantasy, but it's not that I have to play it out, but anytime that I get the option to, oh man, it makes my day. But there's so much that I could go on with
cannot even believe this because I didn't even know you had this fetish.
I do. So one more story real quick.
Yes, please.
On this, and was the same one. I also learned if you take an Alka-Seltzer, like the tablet of an Alka-Seltzer, and you get partner really wet, and you lay that Alka-Seltzer right in there. And don't do it like a coin in a slot machine or nothing, and just flip it in, but hold on to it. And the Alka-Seltzer will start to dissolve, and it'll fizz and pop and bubble. And just so you know, it is a really great feeling, apparently. So I've been told. That's really cool as well. So
are there any health concerns about doing that, sir?
Maybe.
You didn't research it. You just did it because it was
They enjoyed it.
All right.
It was great.
So there's one that is vorophilia.
Okay.
Which basically most people say vor, I guess. And it's an erotic desire to be consumed, usually whole, like think of the blob engulfing you.
Okay.
Swallowed whole, or eating somebody or watching somebody be eaten. So kind of what falls under that can be the desire to eat.
Right.
What is that called? My brain just totally shut down. Cannibalism.
Okay.
So, I mean, we're not heading in that direction.
Right.
I'm just saying that falls under this desire to be eaten. But this one is whole. And a lot of times, since we can't accomplish that, it goes through like the CGI.
Yep.
Fantasy stories or people. And I guess that it's got an element of predator-prey.
I could see that. I could see predator-prey
in a
coming
DS type dynamic.
Right.
So,
and you saying that, I've seen videos of people in like costumes or something. Like I think there was a mascot one time that just walked up to a cheerleader and just and was able to get her into the hole of the costume, and they both fit in this costume, and it was really cool. But you saying that was the first thing that came to mind.
I didn't even think of that.
So you could get costumes or something like that where you could manipulate the sensation or the feeling of being eaten without actually.
Wow, that's awesome.
Yeah, so
I didn't even think of that, and you did.
Yep, that was a cool video. Didn't realize it was a BDSM topic, but that was a cool video. I think they mostly meant it to be funny.
Right.
Little did they know they are promoting BDSM.
You're so
now
funny.
I just wish I remember what team it was. I would be rooting for them now. All right. Next up, and we have talked about
We
this when
have.
we had Kentucky Girl on talking about spankos, and that is figging.
Yes.
And figging um, sounds pretty interesting to me as far as a punishment to a submissive, aka you, um, where ginger root is carved and used as a butt plug. The wearer starts to feel a tingling sensation that increases in intensity, more warming than a mint cool sensation.
Right. It's a
Yep.
warming
But she
hot,
also mentioned on it, so not only ginger root, but you could use toothpaste. Is
which is
something
why
that
I
you could
said
rub
the
on.
mint, the
Right.
difference, because
Yep.
um, that it's, we have a friend that did it and said that they enjoyed it more
Right.
because of the fact that it's warm
Right.
versus cold.
So we need to add that to our shopping list. I want some ginger root,
I do the shopping.
and I will add it to the shopping list.
Because it makes it on the list doesn't necessarily mean it's going to make it in the home.
All right, I'll go to the grocery store. Do they sell them at the grocery store? That's where you buy ginger root, ain't it?
Nope.
We see it on
You
all
have
these
to
cooking
go
shows.
to like an Asian.
Do you?
No.
We've got those close by too.
I'm lying
I know
here. Ooh, this one sounds like fun, sir.
It sounds like fun to watch somebody do it.
No, it doesn't sound like fun at all. Because
would
when I
watch it.
hear it, my immediate response is, oh,
Mm-hmm.
so sounding.
Yes.
And it's urethral sounding is a medical device that's used to keep the urinary tract open for those with enlarged prostates.
Yep.
And what's happened is that is being done for sexual gratification for.
Now, am I thinking of something different? But is sounding, sometimes they can use like a metal tube and
Yes.
actually thump the end of it to send vibrations.
Ooh, I don't know.
Is that part of sounding? It seems like I've read that somewhere.
It probably is. I do not know.
Right.
But I do know that it is inserting tubing or metal or something. Yeah.
I don't want that done.
So why do you want to watch it?
I just think it would be cool to watch and to see the reaction from the person, especially somebody that enjoys it, that wants it done. I would want to watch it.
I've heard
just
somebody mention it.
Just to actually see what is done, how it's done, and the pleasure that the person receiving gets from it. I would be interested in seeing that.
For me, I have a really low tolerance for things that make me worried about pain, like that kind of thing.
Right.
Where I immediately get this like heat flash and oh my God, I can't imagine.
And then for me, looking back on 2 of my past surgeries of being, catheterized, one time after my surgery, I couldn't go to the bathroom. And that was one of the things, I was drinking lots of fluid and lots of fluid.
And it just builds
and
up.
they finally, measured my bladder was so full that I couldn't go even if I wanted to, and they had to catheterize me, and I was awake for that, and it sucked.
Right.
And so this is not something I would like to do.
Right.
But I would enjoy watching somebody.
It's just as bad when they pull it out too. They're like, breathe.
Yeah.
I'm like, are you kidding me?
Yeah, I did not like that sensation
there's
at all.
nothing. You would think in this day and age we would have a way to improve that.
We would improve a lot of things, like the how you go get your prostate checked, and I'm sure some people absolutely love it. I am one that will not.
Right.
And yeah, there's got to be, all the medical advances and technology and shit that we have, and this is still the best way to tell how your prostate is. There's got to be a better way. People like their prostate massaged, and there's nothing wrong with that. I honestly do not believe I would like that sensation, and therefore I am willing to say I do not want to try it. But there is a lot of people that have done it. A lot of people say it's the best feeling they've ever had. It's the best orgasm they ever had.
Some really good orgasms that way too. And so, because it's different than a vaginal, from a female perspective, it's different than a vaginal orgasm. It gives you a different sensation, completely different orgasm. And I think that in part of it is that it's a naughty thing you're
Correct.
doing too.
Right. I mean, in the
So
back of your
there's
mind, you're not supposed to be doing that, and again, it's hot and
it's
I'm all for it. I just don't want it done myself.
which, you have every right, which then brings us to
Bodily fluids, spit, sweat, semen, urine, scat, and vomit.
Ooh, when I read the vomit part, I was like, that's a little bit rough for me.
Now, I do want to say, this was in my vanilla world. I think I've had, let's see, spit, sweat, semen. I don't know that I've had semen. I've been spit on, I've been sweat on, I've been pissed on, I've been puked on.
Please follow, like, and share our podcast.
Make sure to visit thedomlife.com, where you can find pictures and other details about the Dom Life podcast. And through the Contact Us button, you can ask questions or provide recommendations for future episodes.
We want to explore your kink too.
Be sure to check out upcoming events to see where our adventures are taking us and our photo gallery to where we've been.
Thank you for joining us on this journey. We hope you had fun listening and learning with us.
Till next time, keep calm and remember your safe word.
Red, red, red.